Welcome to Real Estate U with Letty Ann.
Welcome to Season 2 podcast, Real Estate U with Letty Ann. And I'd like to welcome back Tyler Burks. Welcome back, Tyler. Thank you so much for being on our show today.
It's good to be here. Thanks
Awesome.
for having me back.
You bet. So Tyler is an acquisitions agent with New Western Acquisitions. Mm-hmm. So we had talked about the services and the people that you help. Mm-hmm. And we dialed into, on the first episode with you, investors. So everybody and their grandmother almost has the notion to, we'd love to flip a house, or wouldn't it be fun to have a rental property? I think a lot of those people, once they get started, are like, why in God's name did I do this?
Right.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah. Some people are like, why did I?
Yeah. Oh,
absolutely.
my word. How am I going to finish this?
Uh-huh.
But that's okay, because if you have a will to do it and you have a want to do it, or maybe it's a bucket list item, just do it.
Right.
What's holding you back?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. So we're in an effort to talk about your services. Let me just backpedal here for 1 second. New Western is a national company with several offices around the country, originating in Dallas. Mm-hmm. And now there's a New Western office here in the Kansas City area. So Tyler is telling us who and how he helps others. And again, we spoke about investors and those who are considering investing. I strongly encourage you to reach out to New Western or Tyler to find out what that looks like, so mm-hmm. they can get educated. And then if they're a good candidate, you're going to put them on your board and connect them with a property that's a right fit for them. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Other services, who else do you help, and how do you help them?
More established investors too. I know in the last episode we talked about, kind of the individual mom and pop kind of organization type stuff. Not even an organization, just individual people. And then going up from there into more well-established companies that basically they pool their money together in order to create a gigantic portfolio. And we service them as well. So in order to find whatever type of property that is, typically fix and flips or some sort of multifamily portfolio.
So multifamily, single family, and you were telling us before we went live, you are you're involved with a 52 unit project right now.
Yes.
So this is just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I would love to shadow you for a week. I think that would be really interesting, the people you talk to and the things you see. So for example, this multi-unit, I think you said you're leaving here and going to another multi-unit to assess. Uh-huh. What do you see what do you see there? I mean, is it something with great bones that simply needs a renovation? Mm-hmm. Is that generally what it is?
Essentially, anything with value add. So whenever I talk to these established investment companies, they say they want something with value add opportunity. So just as a fix and flip is some sort of value add option, you go in the home, you renovate it, and you put it on the market and you sell it. Right? There's plenty of value added in there. Same thing with the multifamily. You're looking for similar things. Okay, what does the layout of the units look like? What does the quality of the finishes look like? What's the big one is, what does the income and loss look like in regards to expenses and everything too? So how and then how can you manipulate the numbers in regards to increasing rents and decreasing expenses? Of course, I mean, any way that you can save money and increase money at the same time is what you're looking for.
And are these mostly out-of-state investment companies that are purchasing in Kansas City? Yeah,
there's a number of them. This current one that we're working on, they're out of Omaha, so short drive away, but they're out of state. So, and then we also have a lot of interest here in Kansas City as well too. I mean, there's a ton of people ever since they found out that we actually got this thing, that the inquiries in regards to where's the multifamilies at has shot up.
Isn't that exciting?
It's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I want to shadow him for a week.
Yeah. Bring the camera.
Yeah, I will. I will indeed. So who else do you service and provide?
Other realtors who are working with sellers.
So tell us what that looks like, because that's how we met, essentially.
Right. So basically, in a nutshell, a house will be on the market for a number of days, way too long, what it should be. And then we go in and I look at the pictures on the MLS. I mean, it doesn't have to be the MLS. It's it could be off market somewhere too. Somebody brings me a house, or I find it, and go in there and look at it and say, okay, we can definitely do something with this. Some investor can come in here and improve the home in a number of different ways. So we go in and we speak to, just like how you and I did it. I basically told you how we run the numbers. This is what it looks like. This is what I'm looking at, and this is why. And a day later, I gave you a number and said, this is what we can do, and we can close it quickly. So a lot of times those houses that have been sitting on the market for, yours was what, 200 days or something like that, maybe, before you got to it.
Right.
Yeah,
another realtor had it prior to me, but yes.
Yeah. So it was on there quite a while with another realtor. And of course, there was possibly some sort of miscommunication in regards to what the value of the actual home is. So we come in and we give them a good idea.
Not when it was listed with me, but and I don't mean
Yes.
to boast myself, but it's true. It was some bad advice about the real value of the home. And when I literally gave that seller, when they hired me and I said, we need to talk about price, here's the true value, here are the facts, they almost fell off their chair.
Right.
So someone misled them about the value of their home, and it literally jacked with their life. And it was, I felt for them, like I almost cried for them that they were misled.
Right.
So
And they were lucky
who
to
you
have
hire
you.
matter, folks. Be sure
Yes.
you interview several people. No matter what trade you're looking to secure, interview at least 3 people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then
Sorry,
they were
little
lucky.
soapbox.
And they're lucky to have you to actually give them that truthful information, and that's what we provide too.
They didn't like to hear it, but after they process and digest it, it's not about what I feel. What do you feel we could get? Doesn't matter what I feel.
Right.
Here are the facts, and here's what matters, because here's what everybody else is going to base the property on. So although they didn't like hearing it, they appreciated it.
Right. And
The next day.
yeah, absolutely.
It's their life. It's their retirement. It's everything. And you can't jack with that.
No, and there's a lot of human emotion involved when owning a home, especially when you own it for 20 plus years or however long they own it. It's like this was their investment, right? This is the way that they decided to live their life. And then to have somebody else come in there and kind of jack with their expectations and stuff like that too, it really puts a damper on not just them, but multiple other people around them. You have to go in there, you have to have the hard conversation. And then anybody else who wants to purchase the home, I mean, they're going to come in and, put in an offer, and to them it seems lowball. They get offended. Just anything of the sort. So we come in there and we try to save the day in regards to.
And you did. And you're so nice. And
Yeah.
you made it so easy and let us know what was happening before it happened, which I think is always a good thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. So we just try to be open and honest with everybody. This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. And this is why. And then we can do it quickly too. That's a big thing.
So realtors, which we talked about, investors, and even the homeowner or owner of the multifamily, anyone could actually reach out to you directly and someone can come over and assess their property.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, for example, like you said, owner of the multifamily complex, he had this unique situation, and then they had like a 3-year listing agreement for this thing. And I came in 40 days after they had it on the market and snatched it up and found a buyer in less than 7 days. So, they were expecting to have something for a long period of time, and we came in and we just got it in and out of their hands. And
why did they think it would take so long?
Because the way that the property was, there's 8 different buildings on it, and they were going to piece it all out. We came in and snatched up the entire thing all in one transaction.
Seems smart, and it's just
Yeah.
And I just think when people are having hiccups and someone comes along to help them and make it easier, it's that's the beauty of real estate. I love that part about real estate is we solve problems for a profit. And those who are full-time, look at you. You're killing it this month. Probably not just this month, but you're so focused, and you're a people guy. You're not a money guy. You're not like, well, I want the money. You're like, no, I want to help that person get that thing, and I want to be able to sell that for that person, and like solving those problems. I think that's just a really big reward. That's a big reward for me when that happens.
Right. And that's something that I was actually mentioning this to my girlfriend the other day, is like what I literally do is I solve problems and get paid for it. essentially, and it just happens to be real estate.
Yeah.
I said all these people have these different issues going on with their homes, and then, well, why don't we try this? Why don't we try that? And if this doesn't work, then let's try something else.
But do you eat, sleep, and drink it?
I try to take a break.
Well, of course. What I'm saying is, you're not a hobbyist. You're not a part-timer. This is your life, and you have a goal, and you want to be successful. But your intent is to help people along the way.
Yeah.
So I just encourage people to hire full-time somebody's in that field. I mean, would you go to a part-time orthodontist? Is kind of what I would say.
No way.
Yeah. So
Right.
know who you're hiring.
Right.
And what's great is likes attract, and I think we start to get connected, here in Kansas City with some great vendors, some great contractors, some great fellow realtors, and we all need to work together. So better together, #better together. So Tyler Burks, thank you so much for being on the show. I look forward to shadowing you one week and finding out all those fun things you do and learning something from you as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you tuning in, and connect with Tyler. His information is below if you have any questions about investing, or perhaps you have a property you want to sell.